Hi there, everybody. Roxanne Steed here. So glad you're here this afternoon. I've got a, a plein air bag to show you that I took with me during my workshop last week. I was giving a three and a half day workshop, and the weather has been unusually hot. So it was in the low to mid 90s, which is really hot for Connecticut. And so I always like to travel light. Traveling light with watercolor is my thing. And I wanted to keep it especially light and not cumbersome because I wanted to be able to paint outside with my students and of course find shade, but keep my gear light so that I'm not worn out by the time I get there. So it was like one of my last shopping trips before the pandemic. I was in a discount shoe warehouse and found the best thing was not shoes, but this little backpack. It's not really big. It's got some nice padded straps that are adjustable. So you can fit it to your back, and you want something that's, going to sit kind of high on your back. So it's not like slumping way down. So when I'm standing, let's see if I can get this up here. It's about here. So it's not like hanging way down on my back. And, it's totally adjustable with these straps. So that helps a lot. And then I do also like these. You whip it around here. These little handles on top. It's handy if you want to just tote it like that. And then there's a zip on the front. And this is where I store all my brushes. So I'm going to go through all the parts and we'll talk about what's in here. I'm going to empty this out, and then I'm going to turn on my little webcam so you can see the surface of my table and see what we've got in here. It looks like I've got just tons of stuff, and I kind of do. I wanted to have enough for the workshop so that I had everything I needed, of course, but I didn't want to bring the kitchen sink. So let me see if I can. Oh, let's see, I've got my webcam hooked up. Let's see if I can get that. Why is this not showing up? Oh boy. Let's hit a pause on the recording. Okay, here we go. All right. Sometimes you change the bar just a little bit on my screen and I'm kind of wondering, where is everything? All right, so in this little front pocket that I have, let's get that little ballpoint out of the way. I know this looks odd. I throw a pair of scissors. I used to never carry scissors. Why would a plein air painter want scissors? On one of my workshops that I taught 2 years ago, a lady came who was a scrapbooker and also a calligrapher, and she wanted some things, when you pick up a brochure or sometimes she'd find some neat little snippet of thing to collage into her sketchbook. And so she carried a glue stick and a little pair of scissors, and they're rounded child's points so that they don't get taken away in the airport. So, and they're made by Fiskars. They make fabulous scissors. So they're really handy. I've come to really like them. And then I have a collection of several travel brushes. The handles screw together like this, so they keep your brushes nice and safe, to keep the tips from getting bent. And that way you can just stow them in your bag. The interesting thing is all of these travel brushes have a tiny hole at the end so that when you put your wet brush in there, the air, it allows that little hole allows the air to circulate so you don't end up with a moldy, nasty brush. So I have everything as small as a size 6 up to a size 12 and a couple of things in between. And, 5 brushes is, well, 6 brushes is more than I need. I usually end up using two, a small one, like a size 6, and a size 10. So, you know, I could get away with just two. If I really wanted to pare the weight down, I could pare it a little more, but I kind of like having those other brushes. And then I carry two Pigma Microns, a 005 and a 02. And I've started carrying a little white Posca pen. That's pretty, you know, it's not a necessary thing, but I've kind of enjoyed it. And one of the things that I find that I like using it for is if I'm painting a fountain, you know, when water is dripping down from the sides of the fountain, it looks a little bit white. It's kind of a nice thing to make that white in the sketchbook. And then I could get away with just one of these. I do like the Stabilo. Let's see if you can see that label, that writing. I do like the Stabilo mechanical pencil. It's got an eraser built in. And I've got the other one. It's just I think it's made by Bic, and it's fine too. And then in my little pocket, I throw my kneaded eraser. And I also like to have a couple of little bulldog clips just to hold on to the pages of my book. So if it's a little breezy, they're not flapping all over and I don't have to fight pages blowing back and forth. And sometimes I like to have a little washi tape on hand just to tape a border around my page. And of course, I've got a mask, which this one needs some washing. And then let's see what's inside. All the important stuff, or the other extra important stuff. So I have a nice big water bottle. I'm trying to remember, this carries 16 ounces. I don't know if it says on there. Anyway, it carries a good amount of water. So a bottle this size, I use it carefully. And this way I have some for me to drink, because when it's really super hot, you want to stay hydrated. And I even seek out a place in the shade if possible. So anyway, carry a water bottle. And right now in my bag, I've got two paint pans. I've got my sketchbook. I've got some paper towels. I've got a little water cup. I'm just going to yank everything out and then tell you why I use them and how and all of that. Some fountain pens. I've got some business cards, glue stick, a big squirt bottle, and a little tiny mister. Okay, I think that's everything down here. So of course, I've got the water, you know, a water bottle. I love this little Holbein water bottle. You can get, you know, a nice little spray bottle at the at Target as well. And usually their spray mechanism holds up pretty well, but this one it just has a really super fine mist. It's really nice. I've got two glue sticks in here right now. I could probably get away with one, but again, I brought two to the workshop in case anybody forgot theirs. And then I have this tiny little water mister, which is refillable. It's great. And during the week, I also had tucked away, and I had a little mister about this size that I had hand sanitizer in. So right now it's really nice to have the hand sanitizer in your bag as well. Again, I keep some business cards with a little clip tucked away, because frequently if you're outside painting, somebody's going to ask you, oh, do you paint? Do you sell that? Do you teach? Do you whatever? And you've got that answer right there for them so that they can contact you. Right now I've got two fountain pens in here. I've got my Lamy Safari and then a TWSBI pen, which I really like. It's got a thicker nib and this one has an extra fine nib. And let's see, this little portable water cup. You know, when I saw this in the art supply store, I didn't think this was going to be that big of a deal, but I tried it and I love it. And I'll tell you why. It's kind of weighted and very solid on the bottom. So when you set it down, it's not going to tip over. And it also has a nice little ridged top. So when you lay your brush across there, it's not going to roll off on the ground. So, you'd have to really, shake it up to lose it. And then when I'm done painting, I can pour this out, and then I just stick my napkin, my used up paper towel in there to kind of soak up any residue, tuck it back in my bag. Right now, I love the Etcher sketchbook. It's beautiful cotton paper, and it's just really a delight to use. We were at a beautiful inn and I'm not finished with everything, but this one's finished. We were at a big botanical garden, and then there were some gardens on the property that were really wonderful. And having the glue stick allows you to put, if you want to put a little, looks like the screen is frozen up. Come on. Oh, geez. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So you can use a glue stick to glue in an envelope to tuck away any little doodads and divots that you've painted, or parts of brochures maybe that you saved, or things that you want to save. And we were out painting on the river one day. And let's see. So I always tuck in a couple of scrap things so I can test my colors without having to test it all over the book. And then I had put in this little label from a box of Van Gogh paints that I was trying out. And during the workshop, I used my new little Van Gogh kit the whole time, and I actually really like this. It's a student grade, but it is really a great one. And I think if you've been on my channel for a little bit, you'll see the review that I did of these and really, really like it. So there you go. Let's see. And I've got my regular Daniel Smith paints, which is what I normally use. And of course, they've been around the block for a long time, so it's hard for you to see the color in there. Some of these, they look all the same, but trust me, they're all wonderful colors. And anyway, when you are trying to lighten your load, if you ever get the chance, compare the metal box to the plastic boxes. These are so much lighter. They're really just genuinely wonderful to use. So I found that I could actually have left my, this in the room if I really wanted to lighten my load a lot. And anyway, so there you have it. Pretty much what I carry, and it all fits in here. I have one lighter pack that when I carry that, it's not big enough to fit a whole water bottle in. So that's one of the reasons why I do really like this kit, because then I can fit everything in it. And if I'm traveling somewhere, I can put, a wallet in here, sunglasses if I need to, anything else. And the other, my smaller little purse tote, I could fit everything except the water bottle. And, when I want to have hands free when I'm traveling, this thing will do the trick. So let me pop the camera back up. So there you have it. That made my trip really easy last week, just to have this little thing. And, it's not too bad. It's got a kind of a tough bottom on the bottom, so you can set it anywhere and it won't pick up a bunch of dirt. But the heaviest thing that you're going to be carrying is water. But if it's hot, you've got to have water. you know, if you carry just the little cup, you can get away with maybe finding, you know, water at the source wherever you go to paint. And I know some people like those little water brushes because you can carry a tiny little bit of water. I'm not a fan. I know some people, you either love them or you hate them. I'm kind of indifferent. They have their place, but I don't find that, I mean, I really don't love them at all. So I have them, and I talk about them. But anyway, there you have it. A way to lighten your load and get out in the summer and, you know, take water wherever you're going to drink, you know, have some water for you and some water for your paints, and you'll be all set. Let me know if you have any questions in the stuff below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to have some new videos just about every Monday. So I'll have all kinds of good stuff to share about plein air with watercolor or even in your studio, and ways to lighten your load and enjoy what you're doing. So thanks for following along. We'll see ya. Happy painting.